Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Legends TV with Evan Ginzburg. We are here every Saturday morning, 11 in the morning, live and direct from Madhousetv, bringing you a wonderfully eclectic assortment of artists and poets and entertainers and dog trainers and other people that might wander in. My name is Manny Faces. I am a seasoned professional, as you can tell, journalist and and wonderful human being, and I'm here to talk a little bit to some of the artists that have stumbled their way into the studios this morning. And of course, later on in the show, we'll cut to the real pro. His name is Evan Ginzburg. We have Steve Ludwig here as well, holding it down. But I'm just here to start things off while they finish getting dressed. I think they're getting dressed. My guests for the first part of this show will be these gentlemen here who are sitting here, and you guys can wake up now. It's we are here with the Karma Kids. Give it up for the Karma Kids.
Please. It's too kind.
Yes.
Early. Too kind.
Well, thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with us this morning. Been watching what you guys have been doing for a few years now. I guess now the collective has been together. Mm-hmm. Introduce yourselves, name, rank, serial number, and cool. So people know who you are.
I'm Lieutenant Head Trip.
All right.
Yeah. Which camera? Are you the camera?
I think that's the camera.
I'm Lieutenant Head Trip. I rap. I make beats. I do my thing. I hunt squirrels. Pass it off.
Yeah, I'm Googie.
There it is.
He's a Googie.
I'm Samurai Banana, and I'm asleep.
Good.
He's sleeping right now.
Perfect.
Walking.
This is great musician hours, right?
Yeah.
This is probably the worst thing in the world to make you guys do.
I think this is going to be the second earliest I've ever rapped.
All right.
First time though.
You are gonna rock for us in a in a little. We also got a video that we're gonna show. So
a video of us rap. You're just gonna see us rap so much.
Yeah, rapping ass rappers. Yeah, very cool. How long have you guys been rapidy ass rapping?
Well,
individually, collectively.
1973.
We
right out of the womb.
Right
popped out together.
We popped out together.
We're identical triplets.
Mm-hmm. I figured. I don't want to assume, but.
Right.
And we used to have a rodeo show. Our parents took us around. Our parents were Mormons.
Okay.
So we had a bunch of moms.
Yeah. That's normal.
And they would show us to their friends.
Cool.
Pretty much they realized they could make money off of it.
Right.
So ever since then we've been karma kids.
Yeah.
All right. Is it good karma or bad karma?
There's no such thing as good or bad karma.
It's just karma.
It's kind of like publicity.
Okay. So you could do something bad and something bad will happen to you, or something good will happen to you. It really doesn't matter.
It's gonna happen.
I guess so. So
I'm not good at algebra.
Yeah, no, I know math early, right? Yeah. So how about those Yankees? Yeah.
What is it? 13 innings?
I think they're still playing.
I think they have.
Yeah, I think they're still going.
Yeah.
I think it was 19 innings.
My dad's in the bleachers eating his 17th hot dog.
You guys are from where? You guys are city based? You guys are Brooklyn, Queens?
Yeah, we live in Queens.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in Astoria right now.
Okay.
We're from all different places.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
New York City. I cover New York City hip hop for my magazine and for my radio shows.
You've never heard of us, right?
No, I've definitely heard of you. I alternate radio programs on Bonfire Radio with this guy and the great Uncommon NASA. Yes. So it's funny because for a long time, especially like the Uncommons and what you guys do, have been sort of what people call self-proclaimed at some point progressive hip hop. You know, not cut and dry, not necessarily in a box of any kind.
Right.
It's interesting, I think, personally, in these days that there's a little bit more acceptance of that, or people are really starting to pick up on those, pick up what you're putting down.
Well,
you find that it's more so these days. You're having a better response.
I think people are bored. People are bored with stuff they've been seeing for decades, and hip hop's pretty young, but it's like getting old. It's like that 25-year-old friend that you're like, am I gonna invite him to my wedding?
Right.
And so it's changing, and some of it's staying at home, and some of it's moving to Europe, and some of it's in an exchange program. It's just moving all over the place. Also, you can just get on, when people complain about music nowadays,
right.
Like, which music are you talking about? You can get anything off the internet.
Right.
Anybody can just pick up a little computer, blah, 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 bang, put it on the internet, click.
Right.
So people are more accepting of everything now, I think.
How does that work I guess, for you or against you guys with internet, how easy it is to get stuff out. It means anyone can do it. Doesn't mean that everyone does it great. Do you find that you guys obviously put thought and effort into your craft over the years? Do you find that it gets a little cluttery? How do you find ways to push
just
it?
put it out there.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do is just put it out
I'm
there.
sure it gets a little cluttery. That doesn't bother me though. I want everybody
Right.
to have an HD camera on their phone,
Right.
and a brilliant, beautiful microphone in their house. It gives
Right.
everybody a chance. Think about how many great artists were just forgotten because they were like, I'm just gonna be a janitor.
Right.
Nowadays janitors are like, yo, I want to lay it down.
Yeah,
Yo, mom,
exactly.
check out my track I just laid. Could you lay a beatbox?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't beatbox. I told you I quit that. That didn't happen.
Right,
years
right.
and years
So you have
ago.
the opportunities that that you really need to get out there. Yeah. So performing live shows important to you guys. I think that's one of the hallmarks of a good hip hop group
Yeah.
these days. I think again, people are bored of the guy who just stands there.
doing karaoke rap.
Right. Fair enough. What do you guys put into your live show? We're gonna see a clip of you guys performing, but like, what kind of thought process? How much do you?
None.
That's fantastic. The best
we
thing.
think of our sets probably like 10 minutes before we go on
Yeah,
stage.
basically,
That's
I
great.
like sit down in a corner and just like type a bunch of songs in a random order,
And then he goes,
walk around flashing
Hey,
it to
look
everybody.
at this.
That's
Look at
fantastic.
this.
Yeah.
And
Is
then
this all right with you?
That's okay.
we never know what's gonna happen
No,
as
it's
far as
good.
it.
That's
we-
interesting.
we
If you follow us on tour and saw 2 shows in a row, you would not see the same show.
Okay.
Which is something that's important to me. I've followed a couple bands around, just like 2 or 3 shows. I'm like, this is the same set.
Right.
Don't they get bored?
Yeah.
I'm constantly aware of how bored the audience is.
Right.
So we get a little wild. We get a little wild on stage.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good because people do get bored, and I've always found that like shows sometimes don't have the excitement that people are looking for. Right?
Yes.
It becomes very
Yes.
That's what we strive.
Methodical.
We strive to always
Make it a
put
little
on
chaotic.
I
the
mean, yeah. I don't.
craziest,
We've.
Yeah.
I mean, not to spread rumors. We've broken stages. We've been banned from places that didn't like the fact that we were spraying beer on each other. It's
And
funny.
lighting up blunts on stage.
Oh yeah, that was a little extreme.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
another thing that's becoming a little bit more acceptable these days. So
Right,
maybe
yeah, it's true.
another
Right.
year.
I mean, while we're on
Right.
that though, that's one of the reasons
Light
it's hard to
blunts
book a
wherever.
hip hop act,
Right.
Because they think you're just gonna show up and smoke tons of weed and get in gang fights or something.
Right,
It's
and
crazy. People are
Yeah.
still so racist about it.
Well, yeah.
So
Spraying a little beer.
That
that's
is-
the worst that's going to happen
Right.
in a rap show.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're not. Yeah, you should be
funny.
okay with that. Yeah.
these places that book hardcore acts won't book my very professional rap act. I mean,
Right.
we're rappers. We got here at 10:07.
We did it.
Yeah, like
America.
53
From
minutes.
Queens.
Where, yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Just-
We're professionals.
I was later than that, and I'm here. I actually live here.
Oh yeah.
Downstairs. That's the only
Is
reason
that
why.
couch over there?
It's a rent for show kind of deal. It's, we'll get into it.
Dig it.
Yeah. How many albums do you have kind of in the discography, and what's the current project? Like, what's the current release that you're working off of? Or do you work on the same way that your shows are kind of crazy? Do you-
Yeah.
We have a lot of like solo albums
Yeah.
that we've done over time, and then but like collectively we're coming out with. Me and him have a project coming out, Bald Afro.
Bald
And
Af.
then,
That's
and
what
then after that,
Those are the songs we're going to be performing today.
Right,
Cool.
yeah.
Off of Bald Afro.
and then we all have a collective album that we're gonna come out with, and
Right.
that's the next move as
That's
far
what's-
as yeah.
Bald Afro, sort of like No Karma. It's
Yeah.
just it's kind of contradictory and it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. We were working on a little collective. People are confused. We just booked ourselves a West Coast tour. I mean, my tour manager booked us a West Coast tour,
Right.
and what are the Karma Kids? This is a problem that I'm sure Evan. What am I looking at here?
Right. They're not kids.
They're not children.
I don't get it.
They're not Buddhists.
externally.
Is that a Buddhist?
Not externally.
I don't
Yeah.
study karma.
Right.
Yeah.
I am karma.
Right.
Sorry, microphone.
Yeah.
Loud. Yeah, so we're gonna have a little group album coming out.
Okay.
We,
It kind of
we're
says
having
this.
fun.
Here's who we are.
Yeah, this is what we do.
I misread it. I thought it was the Caramel Kids. So I'm glad it's not that.
Caramel Kids, yeah.
I do love caramel.
Caramel kids.
Great.
The caramel kids.
Yeah, the
caramel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not
yeah.
too late.
I'm
That's
leaving
true.
the group.
It's not. We can change it.
Oh,
We can change it.
No, I'm leaving the group.
The Carmax kids.
I'm going
Whatever
rogue.
works.
The CarMax.
The Carmax kids. Yeah, show me the car facts.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you
You
go.
can
I'm
run
not.
it.
I'm not trying to
You can run
influence
it.
The
you.
Cars for Kids.
There it
Cars
is.
for
Yeah,
kids, yeah.
the Carmas for
1-800
kids. Yeah, a lot of things you can do.
We could run it
That's
all day.
awesome. Okay, so West Coast then coming up at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Shows locally, New York area.
Yeah.
we got a
usually
huge show.
Brooklyn, Manhattan occasionally, Queens rarely, but I mean,
Nowadays.
if we
And Staten
if
Island
we-
never.
if we-
Yeah.
Unless NASA puts us on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're out
Fair
there,
enough.
but
Yeah.
not.
It's all right. No one's out there. I shouldn't do that. It's terrible.
Bronx,
Right,
yeah.
right.
We're playing a show at Baby's All Right,
Oh, okay.
April 19th.
That's a
Yeah.
good. The
Next
venue's very
Sunday.
open to hip hop lately. I've seen a lot of shows coming up
it's
there.
gonna
It's
be
got
a
a
good
great
one.
sound. It's good. Open
Yeah.
Mike Eagle is headlining.
Oh, okay.
Billy Woods is playing. He just put out a new record.
Had an album.
Don Will. I haven't listened to his music yet, but he's on
Oh,
the
from
bill. So.
Tanya Morgan.
Yeah, from Tanya
Okay.
Morgan.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
seems to know this guy.
Yeah.
It's cool. I'm
Yeah,
excited
no,
to hear
he's
it.
good, yeah.
I usually wait to see people live.
Yeah.
Instead of
I've
listening
seen
to
them
their
as
music
well as the
online.
group. I've seen Tanya Morgan a bunch of times.
Right,
cool.
They've done some things. I've
Cool.
seen them perform.
Is he an
There.
attractive man?
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's all subjective. There's no good and bad karma. There's,
Can we talk about
Everybody's
how,
beautiful.
how
That's it, you know?
like a man can be ugly but like beautiful?
Sure.
It's so
We can talk about that.
it's so like case it's like case to
This
case
is
with
important
men.
to our music.
You know what I mean? Whereas
Yeah.
women, you got this like this is what you're supposed to like, right?
Mm-hmm.
But dude, it's like that dude has a crazy nose, and girls are like, he's just so charming. You ever notice that?
Yeah, sure. I have a crazy nose, so yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah. All right, song about this? Do you write about things like this? Like these random thoughts that...
Always.
Yeah.
That's
Always
us.
right.
That's kind of what I remember hearing. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's almost like stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
And,
And
you know...
put it on paper, and then
But it's great because it's honest and it's fun and it's energetic, and we're gonna be able to see it
Right.
because we have a video clip.
Boom.
Yeah, of you guys rocking out. So once again, Karma Kids, you guys are rocking at Baby's All Right. When is this?
April 19th.
April 19th, and the show that you guys do is on Bonfire Radio
Thursdays.
every
8 to
alternating
10.
Thursday. Is it 8 to 10?
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm 8:30 to 10, so I didn't know if you guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
They don't give you. They
No, I choose it. I can't
Okay.
do but so much. I'm,
Okay.
you know, I'm,
You should
I'm-
get that
do
time.
but.
I'm gonna
You should
try
get
to.
that
I like.
10:30s.
Do but.
Yeah, I can't do but so much.
Warren
So-
Britt films everything.
Shouts to Warren Britt, another fine man and fine supporter of independent hip hop in the New York City area. Watched him do a lot of stuff, and still rock the British is coming. So you know
Yes.
that's my dude. So all
Shouts
right,
to Mike Petro for the video we're about to see.
all right, right on. Well, thanks again. The Karma Kids will be checking you guys out, and let's roll that video and show them what you got.
This is a bunch of boulder dash, boulder cash, or the bonus cash, rolling graph, choking as the smokers laugh, cola black, supernova cast, with a golden staff, most with that, we splitting foes in half deuces, you know the math, quantum, anybody stepping in my path, I feel the wrath of the Hiroshima, America, fuck yeah, sex up together, turn the shit up on your lawn, throw it on YouTube, I got these rappers hanging on to every word, every turn. Going on the southern, call it the Gettysburg. I got a drinking in this thing and legging, thinking that I'm about to wake up, but I'm probably extinction. This is Bethel, mushroom cloud, city desolate, Bethel, break all food, that precedent, Bethel, illegal bridges and laws, precedents, bow down to the excellence, follow like the custom, this is Bethel, got my kids scheming on the wall, man, Bethel, flamethrowers, rocket launchers, and all that, Bethel, one word, we standing at your door, man, Mama make the floor crack, this the ball, yeah.
Copy fucks, lock, key, knuckles. Watch, don't touch your home step wrong. It's not bedtime yet. Funny rest problems.
That's your right song.
Ever seen a setting sun burn, giving tremor to the last star? Turns into a fighter, left a weapon.
Right.
Venom in the main line, regiment of pain minds. Heavy in the daytime, sweating out the neck.
This is better.
Why find asylum in the mess when you get? I'm stepping on your tenuous impression.
Wait, you gotta press on.
Depressed often, Ken's calm and men draw strength from their base with their flesh gone. That being said, I'd like to fend off the argument that darkness is dependable. Your sword is in the shadow. Arm yourself with a metal detector and let's break from the hope you forget where you went from. We set us out to
Yes,
fail.
yes, screaming out like spot. What's the nut in the back of your dad's red shot? Once you believe it, we right here with 10 bucks. Heads up, you can't stand the stench, huh?
Stepping up in some mascot-handed leather flesh-colored shirt. Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Right.
That'll get tripped with a red-enormous pendulum. You are getting wet.
Let me interject.
What's up?
Come get some sex, got ready for you. Try not to go up behind your ass, so you make a swing and think about
That's
it.
racist.
The wallet, shippers in the crowd and these thinking pockets.
I am a chef, but I keep it fair, huh? Get stuffed, get seconds.
Go to bed now.
You got a big week ahead of you.
Next up.
You might get lucky and be the doctor you're gonna let come.
Sex, sex,
That's the cook-up.
sex,
That's the cook-up. Ah. Oh, fuck.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Yes, indeedy, we're back. Legends TV with Evan Ginzburg. Once again, my new good friends, old friends, the Karma Kids. Let's go.
Cool. Yeah. Bald afro. Googie. Lieutenant head trip. Live and direct. the Karma Kid.
Big Apple. Yeah.
Shame on you, getting
Two times.
already lost my head trip.
I think we need some new rhyme.
Always wanna rock a set, yet stay away from
Blue line.
One hand's the Jameson, other cheeks the
Moonshine.
Roaming through these new times, and times through Roman conscribed. True omens defying any sign you hold and describe a blind fool poet. All of the world just flying overseas. They don't know that.
Nose is clean.
Bootlicker.
The new jigger.
Got
no love for the morning.
My new rap name is Young
Son of a Mormon.
When I'm chowning with a prostitute and I gotta drop a deuce, make her clap for me so I know she didn't swap my loot. Yeah, head straight, couple screws loose. This is something you ain't used to. Me and Trip is like tuna fish and couscous. Swear to God, this is something you ain't used to.
Old fashioned with some mott's in a rocks glass. A shopping on a budget, so we copping the off-brand.
Yeah.
Ripping on the kid that lost his cock to a shop vac. He rubs the nub with concubines, gobbling the ball sack. Shot, rap, nasty from the cynical bald half. The whimsical tall black accomplices all laughs. Strong bad emails on a digital podcast. When I mind a little fodder, Sammy already know that. Long last, the new warrior refutably conquers every musical conquest ever with pleasure. Camelot, court jester, analog, foil method, nanobot, sensory, auditory center. It's as common an endeavor as a sign of the chemicals that's injected in your ventricles to complement the measures only you and your best friend detect with a stethoscope pressed to your dome.
Just to let you know.
Head straight, couple screws loose. This is something you ain't used to. Me and Googie like the OJ and Fruit Loops. I swear to God, this is something you ain't used to, boo.
Da 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 da.
With some mods in a rocks glass. This is the most clothed I've ever been during a set. Yo, we the bald ass. Yeah.
This song is about how you used to smoke cigarettes and now you don't, but you do, but you don't.
That's true. That's exactly what the song is about.
But
Now
you
that you
do,
mention it.
but you don't.
But I do, but I don't. I'm a brontosaurus with the bronchitis, smoking bongs like it's healthy while I cough fire. I'm an obsolete Commodore 64 price, too high with no software and a hot virus.
Spicy.
Watching pixelated porn on my Palm Pilot, all excited, trying to get my thing off before my mom strides in and cuts the lights on and finds me in a compromising position. I took tips from Vince Vaughn and the wrong psycho. Cryogenic cardio, vile gut, knuckle-lugging primate on a primal hunt. All you trans fat rappers getting lipo suck, reciting recycled verses like you Bible thump. Y'all are lying up, digitizing tribal drums for sugar-coated rhymes and such. Get your pie hole stuff. Lots of luck with them high school sluts that think you Shia LaBeouf or some shit. You some sideshow crusty motherfucks. Is there a barber in the house? You kids need to trim something gnarly on your scalp. Is that some gossip in your mouth? Shit, it's all hearsay. You're having a bad hair day. Is there a barber in the house?
Yeah.
You chitlins need to snip something gnarly on your scalp.
Gnarly on your scalp.
Is that shit talking in your mouth? Fair play, yo. Perpetual bad
Welcome
hair
to the barbershop, where there's always something to talk about. And if you don't got money, then you can walk it out. Primo nothing off the top, Samson no Delilah. The heavyweight champion, a survivor. I'm backstroking lava, then guys are at a quicksand. Yet everybody seems to be surprised that I'm a Knicks fan. Jeff Van Gundy and Oakley with precision and game time decisions. You want none of this division. Listen, I'm trying to teach vision to a pigeon. Do yourself a favor, grab the shears and start snipping. So make sure to clean up all the clippings. Don't you look different? Still kinda shitty. Here, let me fix it. Barber without a license, driver a motorcyclist. But put me on the flight list, I'm about to roast the spikers. Hi kids, you want hair like mine's is? Well, too bad, do-rag, meet your new dads. Yeah.
Is there a barber in the house? You kids need to trim something gnarly on your scalp.
Is that some gossip in your mouth? Fuck, it's all hearsay. You're having a bad hair day. Is there a barber in the house? You chitlins need a snip and something gnarly on your
Something gnarly on your scalp.
Is that some gossip in your mouth? Fair play. Perpetual bad hair day. Get a ball cap, or a dunce cap, or a ski cap, or a gruff cat,
And a Snapple cat.
Sammy B is killing these cuts right now.
Yo, it's going in. Shout out to our DJ, Samurai Banana. You the man, Sammy B, yo. Straight up.
Give me daps.
My boy. Word.
Harm another passerby, you promised an afterlife with some magical license and a shallow preacher. It'd make me happy to sacrifice my lathered rights and have the police called while I disembowel each you. I'll keep these loud ass speakers crackling, blasting havoc on you homebodies. Nobody's secrets go unknown. It's the African overgrown and the white alopecia. Cookie teacher.
Now I'ma let the beast at him, the feast at him, cause he's salivating at the sound of them freestyling. He eats talent, what you think he about to do with these novices? Make us do with your catalyst. Leave a clue by anonymous, guess who? The comic is through with the weed and nautilus. Yeah, it's getting monotonous, how we rockin' this rocket ship. Trip is locked in the cockpit with the Oculus Rift, and I'm just wildin' at the turret with a John and a split. Yeah, you're getting hungry?
Yeah.
We'll think of something. Dinner's coming. Liver and onions. You're getting hungry? We'll think of something. Dinner's coming.
Extra sex part, see God and doubt it. Free ball in work clothes and freak out the outfit. Embellish the rumors. I hate institutions intuitively because they're jealous of their consumers at 10% with gratuity.
Calling them out. We in the service industry.
You abandoned me.
Food is up to par, but work on your delivery. Get a basket, case it back, and wakes it back, and wake it back to face and takes a half a day while he grabs the bait.
Snacks are great, but masking tape's the aftertaste. Relax. You'll be packaged safely inside of a live arachnid cage and launched off to Banana's place with priority shipping. Don't aggravate the tarantulas. They tend to poison their victims.
Symptoms can't describe them, but all I know is that you're half alive, but we'll be rocking thousands out in Randall's Island. What a scandal smiling. Give me an answer, darling. I jump in, backflip, I'm cannonballing. You're getting hungry? We'll think of something. Dinner's coming. Liver and onions. Food. You're getting hungry?
Money.
We'll think of something.
Cars.
Dinner's coming. Liver and onions. Whew.
You're doing good, Googie.
Rap at
You get a rap.
11 in the morning is cool.
Jack of all tracheotic damages.
Go.
Cancer stick habit having masochist.
Go.
Saxophone amateur practicing after hours, waking up the neighbors with some candles lit. Laughing about it loudly while I glance around the towns and the surrounding areas that I have cameras in. Contract pathogens, react panic stricken and amputate half a limb.
You're never gonna dance again.
I stash an extra veg up in the glove compartment.
Okay.
So when I'm traveling, I relax in a love department.
Okay.
I put sharp skinned condoms on the market where the karma gets brown along the shaft so you can fuck about it. And if you want the rowdy, then you found
Oh,
it.
you found
Don't
it.
be alarmed if you come too mounted.
All afro, all natural.
You can think of love, but it's how we got problems. Every day we got problems. And every night we got problems. All the time, all the time. When we rhyme, we got problems. This ain't a song, we got problems. No, this is a song. We got problems. I don't even know what.
Yo, tell him about it.
This panther meat ain't as tender as I thought it'd be. Don't even gotta see it, you can feel it audibly. Ought to be the god of the god, yeah, y'all should honor me. Coming at the come on, that's common comedy. Wobbledy, drop it like philosophy class. Butch Husky, coaching your girl's soccer team. I can see the future and it's getting grim for ya. Reaper the sower, get your hemmed up lower. Mecca down rower, steady letting the head grow. Trip play the game while he sport his new afro. Come up be the kids, who the fuck you here for? Show you how to make an egg roll. Push it, left my Orson Segundo, let's hoof it. Read the situation, took the corner, then I booked it. Looking for the deal, I'm just searching for the library. Paper don't grow on trees, what are you, binary? Oh yeah, I forgot, you're only seeing binary. You can act swat a line berry. On the contrary, my sherry and more. Go to New Delhi to tour, get drunk and marry a horrible woman who mistreats me, can't cook and beats me. Late nights home all day to watch TV, believe G. That'll be the 3rd time this year.
Shit, yeah.
I guess I gotta quit beer. I got problems.
Life's real hard
Every
when you
day
work.
we
I
got problems.
Cops pull you over at night. I got
problems.
And then I ask for your ID. You're supposed to see you where they like go away
I
kindly.
got problems.
Oh my God, I'm on fire right now.
Problems.
Seriously, I'm on fucking fire. Somebody put me out.
Problems.
Stop, drop, and roll.
We got problems.
Get up here,
We got
Warren Britt.
problems. We got problems.
I'd like to welcome Warren Britt to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen.
Early morning hip
No,
hop, baby.
No, I don't have problems. Here we go.
Is he good?
Yeah.
They're just bomb dogs. Bomb dogs. They're just bomb dogs.
Bomb
dogs. Bomb dogs. Bomb dogs. Bomb dogs. They're just
Bomb dogs.
They're just bomb dogs. They're just bomb dogs. They're just bomb dogs. Bomb dogs. Get it. Get it. What you like? What you like?
I'm like,
Where my dogs at?
kicking it with bitches and they sipping in my ball
sack.
Sipping rubbing in and scratching music on the doormat. Call them dogs hitting all the kids with a warm blast.
Ball back.
Smell danger. Lead trips for head trips.
Strange neighbor.
So fetch how they catch in the contact. Bombs are being dropped by the villains and
All black.
flesh. Yes, me and Googie.
Right.
Obvious sellers, chewing snacks with Scoopy. Get hockalookie, so I chase the cat and straight lick the pussy with a baseball bat. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Cause I'm pissing on your dish, I'm shitting on your mom. Cause I'm pissing on your girl, I'm jumping on your mom. Cause I'm a bomb dog.
They're just bomb dogs. They're just bomb dogs. They're just bomb dogs. Bomb dogs. Bomb dogs. They're just bomb dogs. Bomb dogs. They're just bomb dogs. They're just bomb dogs. Bomb dogs. Bomb dogs. They're just bomb dogs.
Greyhound caught up at Penn Station. Me and my friend chasing, hoping that them caners don't get a fresh nasal of that Bubba Kush basil. Chill, so they just bomb dogs. Oh shit, your piss Warren off. Now he's salivating, that's popping off. This black and white, call it Carl Malone and John Stockton. Hurt Locker with a bomb dog.
Rock the coast shit. Leave Manhattan burning in the ocean. We on Paper Street cooking up soap. And we about to unleash so we increase the voltage. Run rocket on course, free shipping. Put me on a list of 10,000 discs. Let's pull the city and get head out of a truck.
Sorry y'all, my day was rough. We just bomb dogs, 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 bomb dogs. We just bomb dogs, bomb dogs. Word.
Smell a dog, get a bone.
We are the Karma Kids.
Thanks for TV. Thanks for being on TV.
I just started taking off my clothes because I saw you naked.
Stretching under sedation or manipulation under anesthesia is a very gentle, very precise procedure to very slowly release any scar tissue that is formed as a result of a traumatic injury. Many people ask, how does this work? Will I get hurt? Will you stretch me too far? We only stretch the body part to its normal range of motion. After completing the post-MUA rehabilitation program, it's very common that our patients say to us, hey, I can play ball with my kid again. Hey, I can bowl again. Hey, I can enjoy hiking again. This is what makes it rewarding to us as practitioners. Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do dogs chase cats?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do dogs chase cats?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with Legends TV. Manny Faces, Steve Ludwig, Warren S. Britt. All interesting set, Manny. What'd you think? You're the expert.
Well, you know, when I was talking to these guys, I said there's a special type of energetic, progressive hip hop music, and live performances are very important in the genre now, and I think these guys are a little insane, which is great. Which is great. Let's go. Yeah. So it's the energy of a good rock show, the energy of a good hip hop show, all combined at 10 something, 11 something in the morning is pretty hard to pull off. So kudos to these guys.
No doubt about the energy level.
A lot of energy.
Oh yeah.
That's right. That's right. So
and Tim was dropping trow there. That was pretty good.
Yeah. It's interesting.
If you're gonna sag your pants, then be the best pants sagger you could be.
Oh, you want to talk Pat head trip? yeah, it's getting naked on stage.
There you go.
Woo, ladies.
Pat head trip. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, it's 11 o'clock somewhere in the world, I guess.
I guess that's it. It's
1 o'clock in the morning somewhere. It's BET Uncut or something.
Madhouse TV.
Madhouse TV Uncut.
That's right.
Oh, shout out to Carmen.
It is a madhouse this morning. Interesting morning here. So,
this is where we need a behind the scenes video.
That's right. That's
definitely
right.
for this week.
Oh man, that would be great actually.
I just want to wish Vicky Melee a happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
For those who don't know, she's working the cameras and directing today's show, and a lot of movement on stage, so the directing is simple.
She's aged a few more years, I think.
That's right. Yeah. And I don't think in all the history of Madhouse TV she's ever seen a performer with his pants fall down. So this is a first. Interesting.
First time for everything.
And
happy birthday.
Also want to wish Frank
suit.
Prince, who has a show here, happy birthday.
Yeah, Frank.
And Steve Ludwig. And,
that's right. Hey.
Steve.
So Steve, I have a very important question.
Yeah.
If 60 is the new 40, what does 61 mean?
It means
Yeah.
do what I want to do now while I'm still around. No, 61 is like, listen, I'm 61. If I'm here to talk about it, that's got to be a good thing.
Yeah,
I know some of my friends didn't make it to 61.
And you had open heart surgery, which is what your book is about.
Yep. I had that when I was 52. So, this decade I'm looking for a new illness.
That's right.
It's time for another book. So
That's right.
I'm going through the almanac. Going through a thesaurus, see what kind of diseases I can come up with.
Okay. That's positive.
Yeah.
Very positive.
I let people breathe on me and things like this.
And
on next week's show, sick people.
That's right.
Breathe on Steve.
That's right.
This is my last birthday, by the way.
No, we don't like a deadly disease. Just something book-worthy.
Something that'll make me a vegetable.
Gout or something.
And Steve also had a anniversary, 35th anniversary.
That's right. I'm married for 35 years this coming Monday.
Wow.
I think I have it down, Evan. Now, you just celebrated your 5th wedding anniversary.
That's right.
So it's a whole new thing. You're a newlywed compared to me.
Does that mean you were married 5 times? Or?
No, 5 years.
Okay. Well, you got to make because me.
Yeah.
But you know something, Evan? Your beautiful wife, Hong, is Korean, and I think she maybe knows 8 words of English.
That's right. If that.
Yeah, so
If that.
Well, don't complain. That's
2
probably
of the words are coolie high. She loves coolie high.
I think the other 2 are fucking Evan.
That's right.
No. But I mean, you guys must get along great. I mean, with no language barrier.
Actually, she's very calm and mellow, and she kind of keeps to herself and sits on her tablet, and it's very peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to share some of these intimate home moments. I'm really a private person, but I just wanted to share this with the audience. We have a film clip of my wife at home, and we just want to run this, folks. An intimate moment in the Ginzburg household with my wife, Han. Check this out. mention that she has a slight jealous streak, which led to that. So
that's your precious little buttercup.
That's right. That's right. And speaking of great videos, Warren, why don't you set up your video?
Okay, well, this is actually the video. Peace, everybody. My name is Warren Esprit. The video from my last EP, Are You Mad? And it features a singer by the name of Chaz Van Queen. And it's about, it's a love story where we pretty much talk about what I do when I be doing my thing, you know, so. Yeah.
There you go.
Her man, she hates. Boobs coming out on top like Nancy Grace. She throwing signals I don't wanna chase, cause I respect the sanctity of relationships. Tip of the iceberg, slipped in a clutch, now I fell in a grip. A little of the Dutch, no need for no introduction. I'm just trying to duck this.
I'll become a star, and you can take this with you everywhere you are. You are, you are, you are. And I'll become a star, and you can take this with you everywhere you are. You are, you are, you are.
She's flirting, I'm hurting, dude, thinking that this girl is so perfect. She is, that's why I'm nervous. Pulling those tricks, my mind is a circus. Circus, live to convince her that she's still a missus and you really miss her. Cause she really deserves way better than me. And I'm sure she appreciates you letting her breathe. But she coming up the air and she thinking of me. While I'm thinking of you, should be doing my thing. But I know you paid the price, so you glued to the brink. This woman is mesmerizing, the calm of a harm if she slept beside me. And I despise me if I didn't play fair. So I'ma tell her wait right here, but I ain't coming back.
I'll become a star.
I ain't coming
you
back.
Take this with you everywhere
I ain't coming
you
back.
are. You are, you are, you are. And I'll become a star, and you can take this with you everywhere you are. You are, you are, you are.
Don't even know what I should say.
Irresistible, but you need more than looks just to get with you. Wish I could give bliss to your spiritual. Deep down inside, I feel that I'm empty. I'd console your soul when you're in the mood, but that man over there, he lives with you. So give Sir a nice guy a try. Promise he'll make you happier than could ever I.
I'll become a star, and you can take this with you everywhere you are. You are, you are, you are. And I'll become a star, and you can take this with you everywhere you are. You are, you are, and you are.
Don't even know what I should say. Yeah, like, I don't even know what to say. You know, I'm in the air like, I don't even know what to say. I don't know.
All right, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. And Manny, you had some good things to say about Chaz during the.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Chaz Van Queen, another talented artist from the that's been heavy in the indie scene, New York City hip hop, done some good stuff, and good to see you guys rocking together.
Yeah, man, you know, that's a good brother. He's a nice guy, man.
Yeah.
So,
Warren, how long does it take to make a video like that?
that video,
a lot of different scenes.
That video took about 3 months. We started in December, tried to finish it by February, and it was just a long process, man. It was just a lot of like waking up early, trying to make sure everybody looks the exact same way and doesn't cut their hair.
Yeah, right.
Is wearing the same, like has the same clothes, and I don't know, man, but it was fun, and it was very educational as well. Like, all of the concepts, that was all me. And that was, like, my first ever, like, time directing. Like, I borrowed Carlos's camera, and he helped out with the editing and stuff. And I gave him the director's credit because I'm not a director. So, yeah, man, he was awesome, though. He's really good, so.
And Steve, as someone weaned on rock and the Beatles, what's your take on hip-hop, having experienced so much live hip-hop right here on the show?
You know, I've always loved, I mean, I to be honest, when it first came out, you know, in the 80s, I guess, right? Kind of when rap, okay?
Late 70s.
Getting popular.
I was a rocker who refused to give into it. You know,
Right.
like, this is shit, you know. That's the way. But I mean, now it's like, it's such a part of, you know, my musical, it's ingrained in you, and it's really, I really love it. I really, really do. I mean, I wish I was more into the, you know, the current, you know, hip hop and all, but, you know, seeing these guys on stage, how can it not be infectious? You know, and I'm amazed at, I mean, it is poetry. I mean, it's modern poetry. And I'm always amazed at how you guys can just rattle off the lines. It's like, it amazes me. Really.
Around what time do you feel like you started to feel a little bit more of the compassion for hip-hop?
About after 10 years, literally, like mid-90s or so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, mid-90s is when I started saying, you know what,
Mid-
I
yeah,
gotta give this,
yeah.
I have to give this another try.
You know, 93, 94, good years in hip hop. You know, so yeah. And you also got, you know, at that point, I think a lot of variety in the, you know, when you had Tribe Called Quest, you know, making music at the same time you had Public Enemy making music. It's, you know, or, you know,
Yeah,
it's a little bit. It's so much.
I was a hip hop snob. I thought, you know, this is
I feel the same way
lower-form
about
music,
about K-pop, and now I just love. It's such a part of me. Like so I know exactly what you mean.
You serious?
No.
No. Yeah. I was about to start asking. Now I'm releasing my energy.
it's lasted, Evan. So that's you know, that's proof right there that it's
You know, here's how to judge any music. 50 years from now, like, you know, 60s R&B, 50 years from now, will people be listening? Will it stand the test of time? I think Public Enemy will. I think a lot of hip-hop will. But I think a lot of the commercial hip-hop is, you know, going to disappear like any other pablum.
Yeah, I think hip hop's just old enough now that it's having those kind of growing pains where you have sort of this. You have some of the stuff that's now becoming classic, and then you have some stuff that was done to feed the machine, and that became the big commercialized hip hop over the past 10 years or so. But now you're starting to see, I think, a break away from that to create what might become new classics. So, you know, a resurgence or a renaissance.
I mean, this holds for any kind of music. You know, people debate about Beyonce. I mean, you know, one or two songs may stand the test of time, and you know, when she's singing about her booty, it's probably not going to stand the test of time when it's sagging 50 years from now.
That's true.
So,
we'll remember Beyonce's booty for the booty that it is today.
That's right.
And yes,
but you know, pop rock too. Today, I put it in the same category. But there's so many rock and pop songs. You say, okay, you hear the song start. Okay, now he's going to do this. Now he's going to do this in the song. It's so like.
Predictable.
Yeah, and you know what it is? At this point in time, it's because there's so much, you know, material being unleashed to the world. You know, I guess before when we were younger, when, you know, these other genres were coming up or even popular, you had radio, you might have had the video show, you know, video channels, and that was it. So you were into the song. Like, you could be a fan of music and not be a fan of one commercial artist these days. So, but what you listen to might not stand the test of time. So the commercial artists are making music just to kind of appease the masses, the lowest common denominator. So you're not going to get classics when you're doing that. But I think the classics now, because there's so much out there, are the gems. I think you got to find and, you know, maybe personal classics. You know, it's just a different landscape now.
I remember we used to always like to look at the album cuts, like the deep cuts, things you don't hear on the radio. That's where the real hidden gems are, you know, and it's...
And great music sounds timeless. You could listen to What's Going On from 1971, Marvin Gaye, and it's timeless. It doesn't sound dated.
Right.
And a lot of music eventually sounds very dated.
But you know what? It's weird because these days, now we have a new generation of kids that are growing up, and it's going to be weird like 20 years from now or like 30 years from now when they have their music and somebody is singing Soulja Boy's Kiss Me through the phone, and they're listening to it, maybe, and then they're like, wow, I remember this, and that's going to be a weird thing, I think, to embrace, but I think that's going to be somebody's new thing now. It's
well,
like,
music always brings you back to this was my wedding, this was my graduation. Of course, we were having that conversation in the car. But it doesn't mean 50 years from now, crap music is going to be heard on, on the radio.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true. It's scary.
Well, as we were saying, even in hip hop, and we talked about this kind of stuff, where it's at least now, like just because of the age of it and the cyclic, thing that music does, you have some very young rap artists that have that DNA of the golden era of hip hop, when some people would say it was a little bit more, maybe when you were finally saying, wow, there's so much variety and diversity in rap. It was a good time then. It may not have been a good time very recently, but now you get people that are kind of what's old is new again, and so we see some interesting things happening there as well. So,
guys, we have to wrap this segment up. Please plug anything you'd like, any social media or any upcoming projects.
Peace. My name is Warren Esprit. We Are Not For Them is coming. Hopefully everybody's awake right now, maybe. And Reservoir Sound. Shout out to the Karma Kids. And shout out to Birthplace Magazine, Impose, everybody, man. Bonfire Radio, Brooklyn.
Shout out to Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. I wrote this book about Brooklyn. All right, Steve.
PlanetLudwig.com. Current show up is great Australian singer, friend of the show, Joe Mandica, and he's a big Beatle fan, as I am. And after the Beatles broke up, of course, they had 4 solo careers, John, Paul, George, Ringo, and they guested on so many other people's songs, so we did a segment on solo Beatles guesting on others' music.
There you go.
This week.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
How'd you like that Paul McCartney, Rihanna, Kanye West song?
It's great that Kanye discovered Paul McCartney. I was
He's
very
gonna
impressed
blow up
by that.
now.
That's right.
Paul McCartney is the new Chief Keef. You never heard anyone say that before.
Oh my God.
Good song, I thought.
I said, it's Paul McCartney. He's proven his worth. He can do whatever he wants.
Right.
People that have a problem with it, that's their problem.
Sure.
I mean, it's music. Music
I
is music.
thought it was a good song, to be honest.
I mean, and the Beatles were influenced by so many R&B guys of the 50s
Absolutely.
anyway, and they were always,
That's right. That's right. And Manny?
Manny Faces, Birthplace Magazine, the #1 website for New York hip hop, birthplacemag.com. You can also find me at mannyfaces.com. 2 radio shows that discuss these and other fascinating things, including UFOs. So,
there you go.
mannyfaces.com. No UFOs.
Aliens exist.
Apartment 4B like in Brooklyn, the turbulent East Flappers of the 60s and 70s. No UFOs, unfortunately, but Bruce Lee is in it. So, And folks, we're going to show this clip, Wrestling Then and Now, a film I produced, many pro wrestling legends. And then we're going to go to a commercial break, and we come back, Victor Cruz and Rick Herrera. It's going to be great. Don't go anywhere. Check out this clip. We'll be right back with Legends TV.
From the associate producer of The Wrestler, Evan Ginzburg, comes Wrestling Then and Now.
What? I think you look better with the mask on!
Learn the super secret backstage moves of professional wrestlers.
You know, he knows all those moves and can do everything, right? But
innovative ways of dealing with sexual harassment.
I actually did make contact on his nuts, and it did hurt.
Ask yourself, what the hell is wrong with these people? Watch Saturday morning cartoons with Nikolai Volkov.
What are you doing here, Nikolai?
Yeah, save this child. That's the best one too.
Amazing likeness there.
Good looker guy.
Hear the wisdom of Killer Walter Kowalski.
They come to feel they come, or to say they come. Never be derogatory about yourself. Feel down, take the upper stand. I am Superman. I am the greatest. I am perfect.
It's a time capsule of a film. Wrestling then and now. Streaming to your computer, to your phone, to your TV. Download now.
Being a fireman is more than just putting out blazes and giving kittens CPR. Sometimes my duty demands I fan the flames, like when a call comes in from a lady who needs immediate assistance. Maybe she needs help with a computer thing. Maybe she wants to go antique. Could be as simple as understanding that walking in heels it's hard. Aussi simple que l'été dernier à Paris. C'est sympa. Maybe it's ladies' night in, and she wants a simple, delicious recipe for margaritas with a twist. First, a can of limeade. Now hold on to this. You'll be using it. Side note, kittens make everything better. Next, add water. Now, a bottle of light beer. No, shh. Trust me, I'm a professional. And last, and most important, Sauza Blue Tequila. Now, mix it up. Ole. Yes, that's what I'm trained for. Whether it's to help her choose leggings or pants, telling her leggings are pants, or discussing leggings and jeggings versus pant pegging at her next ladies' night in, I'll come to the rescue. Don't call me a hero. Just call me. Let me know what time.
Old Spice body spray will make you feel so powerful to blow your mind right in front of your face.
Goodbye.
Oh no! He's like, I don't. Power!
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Oh, Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power!
Try this routine to feel fresh and clean. Pair Charmin Fresh Mates with your Charmin.
Oh, Old Spice body spray is too powerful to stay in its own commercial. That's right. Power!
All right, we are back with Legends TV. And we are joined by Victor Cruz, Rick Herrera, comedians, actors, filmmakers. Am I missing anything?
Stripper. Night dancer.
There you go.
Night dancer.
All right.
Evan, I thought this was the New York Giants, Victor Cruz.
Tell us a little about your football career, Victor.
Yeah, you know, first off, you know, the South Side, that's really where I go into my training. You know, the football part comes easy. I get a little darker when I'm on the stage. Something happens. What can I say? I'm really happy. And when I don't play football, I make films and I do acting jobs.
That's beautiful, beautiful. Have you had a concussion syndrome from the gridiron?
A little bit. Where am I?
All right.
Evan. Yeah, good. Nice to see you again.
There you go. So, Victor, tell us about, you teach acting, and tell us a little about yourself.
I do. I started off as a stand-up comedian back in the late 90s. Went on to take acting a little bit more seriously. My first acting job was on The Sopranos.
Wow.
Back in 2003.
And what was that experience like?
It was great, man. I, especially like sitting at the reading with the entire cast, having James Gandolfini as Tony Soprano, and the whole time he was Tony Soprano. Like, when I met him, he was Tony. It wasn't even like he was James. Steve Buscemi was there. He was fantastic. Michael Imperioli. I mean, all these guys were just great people, and you love the show, but when you meet these guys, they're awesome too.
That's cool.
And how great was Gandolfini as an actor? How would you rate him?
Gandolfini was great. I think Gandolfini had his own thing. It was raw, it was natural. I think Tony Scott spotted it really early on, especially when he was in True Romance. And he's just a great guy, And then when you listen to some of the stories, and of course, the terrible stories financially that have occurred, the money he's left behind to his family. But even like on The Sopranos, I mean, there were people that weren't getting paid as much, but he was getting paid so much. And so he decided to stand up for that, and I think he even gave up some of his own money so that everybody could have a decent salary.
HBO's a money machine. Let them pay these guys.
Yeah, right. Pay these guys, man. HBO's been around for a long time.
That series made them money.
Oh yeah, big time.
And rightfully so.
Sure.
Made HBO a fortune.
It's the only reason why I used to get HBO.
Yeah,
I'd get it, and then when it ended, the season ended, I'd call like, I don't know.
I always like to hustle the channels. Like I'm like, listen, man, I can't see MTV, I can't hear it. You know what? You better give me something, or I'm going to Verizon.
Yeah.
All right, no. We'll give you HBO for free for a year. Watch the show, and then you move on.
There you go. And Rick, you have a theatrical show coming up. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, I got a one-man show, and he's the director of it.
Wow.
Been working on it for 2 years now, and I finally got it to the point where it's ready. It's a show about a 1 hour show about my life growing up in the Brooklyn projects, a spiritual journey of finding myself and breaking away from the pressures of society and family. So I take you on this, ride from comedy, drama, poetry, all this type of elements and gifts to tell the story. So
now I'm a theater person, and I even produced the one-man show for Johnny Valiant, the ex-wrestler.
Oh, nice.
And one-man shows are tough. Either it works like magic, or it could be disastrous because it's very self-involved at times.
Yeah.
So how do you walk that? How do you walk that line?
I just want to say I just canceled the show. After hearing that, I canceled it and let it do it. So
no, when it works, it works.
No, definitely. I mean, it was something in my mind for a long time, but I started off as stand-up, did improv, then got into acting. So it was something I wanted to do for a while. Now, mind you, I was doing research and seeing all these one-man shows, and I seen a handful of them that was like, yeah, that's bad. I don't want to do that. And then another handful was like, that's great. That's what I want. So, I started writing it, and then I connected with people like Victor, and then my spiritual teacher, Guru Enlightenment, and I was in good hands. So from there on, I started breaking from these insecurities, and I said, you know what? This is going to be a good show because I'm going to make it a good show. Yeah. And this is what I want to do. And I gave myself the time. It wasn't like an idea, and then next week, yo, I'm doing it. That's it. And there's no planning.
Do you know Mike Lemmy?
No.
Mike Lemmy's a comic. He's a friend of Nico White, who's a mutual friend of ours. And he did a one-man show recently, and a lot of it was about his mentally ill mother. And it's very hard to walk that line between drama and comedy, but he pulled it off beautifully. And the only thing with comedians, when you take the stage, you have to get used to not getting those laughs every 30 seconds. You have to, slow it down and, draw the audience in. It's a different forum than stand-up.
For me was when even now, it's like you're not sure when the laughs are going to come in, when the applauses are going to come in. So when I first did it with them in a focus group, I was like, oh shit, they're laughing. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But it's different every time. The moment that I just stay focused and stay in my element, and then hear the laughter when it comes, hear the applauses when they come, and I'm like, cool, just go with that. But yeah, it is like, it's you being comfortable to be in your dark place and also in your happy place. The moment you can do that, then the crowd is going to be okay with you because you're telling them, it's all right. If I can face it, you guys can face it with me too.
Like Mike Lemmy talks about his mother doing a suicide attempt, swallowing all his change out of his piggy jar, out of his piggy bank, and then he's like, she still owes me $3.59. But it works. But you're right. You have to be comfortable enough to laugh at something like that.
I think it'd be funny just to see him bringing his mom down to a Coinstar. Just to, she crazy.
And the guy behind him, is this y'all gonna be long? Or?
And the receipt comes out her back.
We're all laughing at Mike Lemmy's mom. Anyway, so it is a very it's a tightrope that you walk with a one-man show, and part of it is, of course, the editing. You can't be so self-indulgent that it's 2 hours and people had enough. So who has the final creative control? How do you decide this stays in, this goes out? The director, yourself?
Well, it's a funny thing because like when I first brought the show to him, now this was the first draft.
He
he can explain that, and then I'll take it over what we had to do to edit.
Well, it can't be 3 hours, man.
No. I mean, the script was it was a very long script. I think he had the script in like 5 different notebooks.
Right.
He had some of it on a flash drive, and then he had some of it recorded on his iPhone, and I had to sit through. He's like, all right, you got your computer? Okay. And then he'd pop in the flash drive. We'd go to like act 2. And it was so long, but I had to sit through it to be able to just hear it out, hear what this thing was. And I think over time, it became more about, okay, what moves the story forward? You know, the joke might be funny, but it's like, does it move us forward? You know? So we've had to like let go of things that we thought were hilarious in order to just get to the point where now the script is, I mean, it's like 30%. No, it's 70% shorter than what you originally had.
Yeah. Because in the beginning, what I had to learn was what you wrote, a lot of it is for you to let go and to face it. And then the other is going to be presentable for the crowd and the audience. So once I started realizing those connections, then I'm like, all right, I don't need a lot of this stuff. I'm done with that journey now. I accepted it, and now I'm going to go with this. So it went down from like 3 hours to like now a solid hour. And that's what I want to present. So
Nico White recently did an hour 20, and the kid's so great it worked. It worked. But documentaries, an ideal time is 75 minutes, an hour 15. I would say with a one-man show, it's hard to go much more than an hour 15 because you know you're one person, and it you know the audience only has so much concentration. So I think it's good that you tightened it.
I would imagine, at least for me, I think it would be so tough. Like you said, you had to take a lot of stuff out, like saying to yourself, yeah, but I love that joke. But Victor just didn't move the story on it. That's going to be a tough part to edit things out that you really love.
No, it's definitely tough. Like recently I was doing a rehearsal and we're still tightening it up, you know, and they were saying, we don't need this part. You don't need to act out this part. You can just say it. I was like, but I like this character. Why? And it's like, no, done. And they shot us. Like,
we're just killing characters.
But it works because then you start. It's like one of the things I learned in college was kill your babies. Like, don't be scared to kill your babies, which is like these best moments in a song or in comedy, whatever. You love it, but it's for you, and you're gonna have to learn to let that go for something better, and that's gonna move it. So getting comfortable to killing babies. Don't really kill your babies.
I was gonna say,
someone just killed their baby. All right, so I become famous now.
It didn't move our life.
It didn't move our life.
It's the one time you shouldn't listen to us.
When I think of great one-man or one-woman shows, I immediately think, of course, Richard Pryor, but Whoopi Goldberg, John Leguizamo, Dennis Leary, No Cure for Cancer. Who are some of the shows that influenced you?
Definitely The Bug was originally planted by John Leguizamo. Because that's someone that part of the Latino culture. And I'm like, oh man, he can do it. And then you start, then I started doing my research on Whoopi Goldberg, Lemon Anderson, and from there on, even from there, I was like, so this is what, you know, this world is showing them because they have a name and stuff like that. But I want to go see now the underground people. So I was seeing a lot of underground one-man shows being put in these small theaters, and so they influenced me too. And just like everyday people connecting with. I feel like every day we're living like a one-man show. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going through the motions of life, and you know, I hate that person. Why you hate that person? That's part of a monologue already. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like every day we're living a one-man play. So life and everything is inspires me.
So this is a tough question. Are you comfortable enough on stage to let the audience not like something you did? You know, in other words, Richard Pryor was basically, he ripped himself open, and not everything he did was wonderful and kind.
Yeah.
I mean, can you tell the audience you did, you know, you broke some girl's heart or
killed a baby?
Killed a baby. Yeah. Killing a baby, the audience will turn on you.
The hardest part for me wasn't so much the audience. To me, it's like, whatever. They like it, they like it, they don't, they don't. I'm
That's
doing this
good.
show
That's
for
good.
me. But the challenge came is that I'm talking about my life and my family. So I'm like, they're gonna be in the audience.
Yeah.
That was a tough thing to freaking get over, because I'm opening up the story of my mom, and then our relationship, how it was rocky at times, and then my brother. So I'm like, you know what? I reached a level that my spiritual teacher taught me. It was like, it's your story. Tell the story that you want to tell, and let them go on that ride from the beginning, middle, and end.
I had the same issue when I wrote my book. I did a chapter on my mom and what's in all. And part of me, you know, it's like, man, you're writing some negative stuff about your mom.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, what are the readers going to think? What are your friends and family going to think? So, you know, but when all is said and done, if you create art, you have to be honest.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Rick, did you get any negative feedback from your family?
Not because they haven't seen it yet, but they
that's more detail.
Yeah, they
talking about killing babies.
He actually has like a stunt double show, like an actual entire show that they think they're gonna see, and then he does the real show. They're like, "Oh no, I saw it already. I'm not gonna come twice. It's fine. I saw it." And then you do the real
They're at a point now where like they're like, oh, you my mom's like, oh, you're doing a one-man show? Oh, okay. Like she gave me that worry look. I'm like, She's, you're gonna talk about me? Yeah, mom, I'm gonna talk about things. But they know that I'm gonna be talking about my life in Dumb, but they don't really know until it's there. The only person I really want to go and talk to, like, you know, is my mom and tell her, look, I'm opening a lot of things, but it's coming from a good place. Stick with me from the beginning, middle, and end. There's gonna be some dark places, but in the end, it's gonna be bright, and you're gonna see that I let go, and I'm happy, and I'm thankful for my whole family and this whole journey that I learned from. So, yeah.
There you go. And speaking of the audience turning on you, Warren Esprit is a hip hop artist, and Manny is a journalist, hip hop journalist, and we're going to show you a hip hop video right now. Let's see how they react.
This is where the negative feedback comes.
Let's roll the video, folks.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Yeah, people in the hood call me Pete. That's Pete the Peaches. Listen up, I'ma tell you where I'm from. I'm coming straight out the closet. People didn't know for years. Now I'm queer and with a fucking head. That's your dick, son. Yeah, I'ma suck it. If you're lucky, I might even fuck it. Gangsta people every day, yeah, we like sexing. Get my booty ache when I'm texting. Yeah, son, I heard you acting up. That's my dick in your butt. That's what happens when the G comes out. Eating fruit snacks while I blow your back out, son. Fuck money. I got dick on my mind. Sucking mad dicks in the daytime. Shooting people all day in the nighttime, son. I thought I told you. I'm coming straight out the closet. Yeah. Fuck niggas. Coming straight out the closet. Suck dicks. Yeah. Coming straight out the closet.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
The tremor you heard was Eazy-E turning in his grave. Anyway, we regularly have drag kings and drag queens perform on this show, so I'd be curious how they react to that. But
you know, what
inspired you?
Oh, well, one day I was watching NWA straight out of Compton, and I was like, wow, they're so mad and angry. What if all this was gay? And I just started creating. I was like, yeah, fuck niggas. I'm coming straight out the closet. That's good. I was like, blow. That's my dick in your butt. Oh, that's woo. woo, that's great. And then everything, it wrote itself. And then I did it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's therapeutic.
You were saying, Steve, that hip hop is poetry. Perfect example. I mean, this is
poetry in your butt. Poetry in your butt. So I basically did it, and then I got a lot of love from it, and I'm like, oh shit, like this is cool.
So did you ever get like one piece of hate mail, or it's been all good?
There was probably like one person who's like, oh, so you think all gay people put dicks in their butt? I'm like, I think you just missed the whole concept. No, I said it's a gun. I'm shooting you. I'm a gay thug. Blah blah blah. Dick in your butt. But I'm not saying everyone has. It's wrong to do that. You know.
Right.
Not one point. I'm like, that's bad. That's wrong.
There wasn't a deep political message.
Yeah, exactly. No. Right. And they was looking for a message in there. It's like
what kind of research did you do?
But yeah, no, I actually was a lot more love than anything than hate. It was like, yo, it was fun. I can't believe you wore those tights and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say the clothing.
Yeah. Even when we was doing
exceptional.
When we was doing this the skit. We got pulled over by the cops, and I'm here like holding dildos in my hand, crop top, and it was like, we got a complaint that there's kids doing graffiti, but you got a dildo in your hand. You guys are not doing that. You guys are okay.
You're okay.
That's dildos. And I helped. I was like, thanks, sir. Dildos fly.
Where'd you guys shoot that video?
I was in college. I was in Buffalo. I shot it. It's like train tracks. So I was like, it's great. We did like 9 a.m. I'm waking up. Today's the big day.
Big day to get the dildo.
I love that. No, dildos are fine. Graffiti cans, no. No.
Manny's been around hip hop forever. I don't think you've ever experienced anything quite like that.
How do you know? You know what I do. Well, I'm a night dancer too.
Yes, he is.
I'm just saying. No, I haven't seen quite like that, but I enjoy. The thing about parody, I used to get mad. I'd say if you're gonna do a parody,
go all the way.
Well, not even that, but like dear, like corny white people. If you're gonna do a parody, why are you choosing rap? Because a lot of times it's like, well, I come to Yale University. It's like some stupid, and you just don't. It's just not your lane. And it's cool that people do satire and parody using hip hop, using rap, but at least do it with some semblance of respect for the craft. I guess because that's and you've done that. So that's I'm always happy with
Monty Python, Benny Hill. These guys were doing drag 40 years ago, 50 years ago, right, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
So it's nothing.
So were you.
That's right. Boom.
Straight out the closet.
His first title for his book was Apartment 4B, Be Like in Badass.
That's right. So guys, we've interviewed A-list comedians, forever, and they've been telling me lately that they're a little nervous, like we were just saying, saying anything that might be politically incorrect. Next thing you know, it's on YouTube, and they're getting hate mail, and what's your take on that?
Well, I'm gonna go and then you go, but I feel like I think the world is becoming a bitchified. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we're so sensitive now. We're always looking for
overly
something.
Sensitive.
Yeah, overly sensitive. Like come on, man. Like if I'm bringing something to talk about and I have to face this first, then it's coming from a good place. Now there are some things that's way out of line at times, like but I don't know. I'm not gonna say what example is that, but it's some things.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
A-list comedians have told me anything is fair game. Anything.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard comedians doing Holocaust jokes, slavery jokes, but they said you cannot do 9/11 jokes on 9/12. You have to have timing. Am I correct?
Sure.
There's certain times that you just can't, say certain things because the audience will turn on you.
I think too is the way you present it. If you're gonna be like very asshole-ish and dickish about it, there's a way to say certain things. Where is this coming from? Is this to bash, 9/11 or whatever, or is this to make fun of it, but find a deeper message in there for you to make you think. But I feel like I think we just need to sit back, relax, and laugh at it. If you're offended by it, then I think that's your problem.
And Gilbert Gottfried, for example, he's Jewish and he did Holocaust jokes, but he did it in character, over the top, and you'd have to be just plain stupid not to understand he's in character. Don't take it literally.
Well,
it's a joke.
And you say like All in the Family. for example, would be the best. Would be the best. That would never fly today. But it was hilarious, offensive as all hell. But that was the point. It was speaking to a larger issue through that sort of over the top parody.
You
Satire.
know what offends me more with commercial hip hop? The materialism. It's like, you don't need a car, you don't need an expensive car, or expensive jewelry, or expensive clothes to be a success.
But don't blame the rapper. Blame the industry that says
Sure,
that this
absolutely.
is what a successful rapper looks like.
Speaking of that, a buddy of mine directed, the biggest names in hip hop videos, and he said to me, the record companies demanded you do that same video with the hot girls and the hot cars, and and. He did the same video 40 times until eventually he said, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So you're absolutely right.
I was going to say something about, Gilbert Gottfried, right? He uses the vehicle of this character to deliver his message. So it's not that he doesn't want to be taken literal or try to get away with it, but he found that it works for him. And I think you can do jokes that are around the time in which something happens.
Not the next day.
Well, here's the thing, though. If there's an injustice that's not being highlighted, if there is something, there is just no justice, but the comedian comes on stage around the time in which it happens and stands up for the people that are suffering, let's say it's the majority, then all of a sudden you're on his side, and you're laughing at it, and you're able to receive that message. So that's in the case, I think, when you could do something that's a little around the time in which it happens. But if it's insensitive to something as like 9/11, I mean, the people are definitely going to turn on you.
I was going to say real quick, because I was managing a comedian at the time of 9/11. We actually had a weekly show out in Freeport. His name was Forrest Hobbs, a good friend of mine, and really talented young comedian. We were doing shows every week, and we were doing it, I think it was maybe Monday or Friday. I think it was Fridays at that point, and of course it happened Tuesday. And we had to decide whether we were going to even do a show that week, because this was a couple days out. It wasn't the next day, and here we are doing comedy, and it's fun, but we also figured that people needed that release.
Yes.
Sure. And that was a good time to do it. And I'm not going to lie, he actually made a 9/11 joke in a way. He was like, I can't believe what happened. All this, the terrorism, the Al Qaeda. We're going to go get him, right? And everyone's like, yes, and we're going to, protect America. Yeah. He goes, let's go get him and take him out of there ourselves. And they're like, yeah. He's like, who's with me? Let's go. And they all looked at him. Like, no, you're not going, like right now. You're not gonna go. And that was the laugh. And so that's the laugh that he got out of it. And it broke the ice. It said we're paying attention to it, but we're here to laugh and release. And I think it was important. We did it. I think we did a justice. In bringing that in.
We're rapidly running out of time, but Victor, one important question.
Yeah.
Out of all the projects, what made you decide to direct Rick's show?
Well, Rick and I, we originally met. Because I teach an acting class in the city, in New York City, and Rick came to try out one of the classes, and from that very first class, him and I connected. I immediately spotted that he was a serious person about his craft, wanted to build something major, and we just became really good friends after that point. When he presented the project to me, he cared about it so much. I've always been a big fan of one-man shows, and of course I cared about him, and I wanted to help him develop this thing, along with our spiritual teacher, Guru Enlightenment. The two of us got together to direct him. So it's not just approaching it like on a technical level, building characters, building stories, but also approaching it from a spiritual perspective, in a spiritual place, really connecting with an audience on a whole other plane.
What I would suggest, at some point, stream it live worldwide. Then you're taking it beyond that theater. Absolutely.
Maybe after it's run or near the end of the run.
Yeah. I'm not going to give you a cut for that, but that's
There you go. So, Victor, please, how do people take your acting class?
Well, they can log on to victorcruzactingclass.com if they want to find out about other entertainment stuff, anything from movies, TV shows, projects that I'm actually producing and directing. You can log on to victorcruzentertainment.com. On June 24th this year, I'm premiering my feature film, The Stockroom, which is a comedy in New York City at Museo del Barrio. It's on 105th Street and 5th Avenue. June 24th, it's a free event to the community. You can log on to my website, victorcruzentertainment.com, and find out how you can actually RSVP for that event. This is my first feature film as a director, so it's a big ordeal, big thing. You guys need to come out and check it out. It's going to be fun.
There you go. And Rick, please plug the show.
It's going to be April 29th and May 1st, 8 p.m. at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater. And you can get tickets at smarttix.com and just type it in the search bar, The One Festival, and put the date and the time, 8 o'clock, April 29th and May 1st.
There you go. Support it, folks. That'll about do it for Legends TV. Thanks to all our great guests. This is Evan Ginzburg signing off.